Time for our weekly check-in with the ENCA Money Desk as we look at the week ahead. Our reporter Heidi Jakos joining us from the newsroom tonight. And Heidi, while many couples, including yourself, have been celebrating Valentine's Day, it's also a special day for the Rand.
Yes, I think I'll rather focus on the fact that it's a special day for the Rand and not Valentine's Day. I find it very overrated. But yes, indeed, it is quite a special day for the Rand. The Rand turns 60 years old today. In 1961, South Africa went into its own currency, the Rand. And of course, it's been a very volatile year for the past 6 decades, rather, for the Rand, given the fact that a lot of things contribute to its volatility. But what is very interesting about this is if you had 100 Rand in 1961 and bought a set of goods and services, today you would be paying 9,700 for the same items. So it's an increase of almost 97 times in the last 60 years, which is quite significant given the fact that back in the day you would be paying about 19 cents for a packet of cigarettes, or you'd be paying 10 cents for bread or maize meal. And now, of course, those prices are through the roof. And it's been, of course, a very long journey for the Rand. We've seen it shoot up to almost 20 Rand to the US dollar, and now sitting at about 14 Rand 50 to the US dollar. But of course, as I mentioned, things have increased significantly. And we actually spoke to one economist, David Shapiro, who gave us his journey of the Rand and how it's changed over the past 6 decades. Let's listen to what he had to say.
There are not many viewers who will remember when South Africa changed its currency 60 years ago to the day, moving from pounds, shillings and pence to a new decimal system called rands and cents. As a young teenager, the conversion gave school arithmetic teachers a whole new array of possibilities to test on their pupils. In those days, 12 pennies equaled 1 shilling and 20 shillings equaled a pound. Now, all of a sudden, 12 pennies would become 10 cents and 100 cents equaled a rand. Confusion reigned with a tikkie. A tikkie was 3 pennies, became 2.5 cents, and a sixpence, 6 pennies became 5 cents. Stats South Africa published what a rand could buy back in those days. A loaf of bread cost 9 cents, today 15 rand, and a bag of maize meal cost 30 cents in those days. Today it costs round about 50 rand. So a basket of goods that cost 100 Rand in 1961 now costs 9,700 Rand, which means 1 cent in 1961 would buy 1 Rand today. Interestingly, a dollar in those days cost 70 South African cents. Today, a dollar cost 14 Rand 55, which means we've depreciated round about 5 to 6% every year since 1961.
Let's talk about Valentine's Day spending for a moment, Heidi. A lot of people are saying they expect it to be down this year.
Yes, most certainly, Timbukile. Many are questioning whether people are broke or people have actually broken up, with many saying that they actually broke up with their partners over the lockdown period. But let's hope, I think both are quite tragic, actually, if I think about it. But economists are predicting that there's definitely going to be a decline this year amid the pandemic and, of course, strained household budgets and limited entertainment options because of COVID-19. Many people have opted to stay in. But also, what FNB Retail Insights have indicated is that spend on chocolatiers increased by 171% during Valentine's Day week in 2020 compared to the previous week. Of course, this does show that there is an increase in people buying chocolates and flowers, but also what insights are showing us is that there is an increase in online purchases, and this was more than double, about 316% when compared to 125% in store. So while we are expecting a massive decline in terms of Valentine's Day spending, many are saying that this could possibly be moved to online, as many are opting to do due to COVID-19. So I think it's quite a tragic one in terms of whether people are broke or have broken up. It's just the way you see it.
And when you're not playing agony aunt over the next 7 days, you'll be waiting for those consumer inflation figures that are out in a few days.
Yes, most certainly. So we know consumer inflation is expected to be released on Wednesday. And of course, we do know that the Reserve Bank has indicated that it will be pretty much stable over the next couple of months. And also, we are expecting mining stats or mining data to be released this coming week. And mining companies have indicated that they will be expecting double-digit growth. And this is, of course, going to show some positive news in terms of the mining sector, given the fact that it has been quite bleak across all industries due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We're also expecting Truworths to release some results. And, of course, Thembekile, this will speak to consumer confidence and whether people are heading out to the stores to do some shopping, despite the fact that we are in the middle of a pandemic and households are seeing some strain due to the financial situation that they find themselves in. So we will be taking a look at those stories and a lot more also to see when that vaccine will be coming in. We know Johnson & Johnson is expected to bring about 80,000 vaccines this week. We're not sure of those details, but we'll definitely look at what kind of economic impact that will have this week.
Heidi Jacques from the ENCA Money Desk. Always good to chat to you. Thank you, Heidi.